The most important reason that everybody should invest in spiritual development is because quite often the way that people behave with you is not an accurate feedback to who you are, to what you bring to the table. You need more self awareness to navigate life, to navigate Maya. Because no matter how much we try, no matter how talented, gifted, intelligent, or privileged we are, there's this veil of Maya that everything hides behind. It's the illusion that distorts our perspective of what things are, how they really are, how people really are. You could be 6'4", and you can grow up quite underconfident, even though you're towering above the rest of your class. You could be made to feel inadequate if you don't know who you are, if you don't know what that means, if you don't know the opportunities that opens up for you, how that translates into who you will become in the future. If you don't know that, you can grow up feeling that you're not good enough in a class of, let's say, others who are 5'4" 5'6", 10 inches, whatever. But let's say you're surrounded by basketball players, you're surrounded by swimmers. Let's say you are surrounded by other sports people who are able to show you how to take advantage of that massive frame you have. Maybe a bodybuilder. Let's say you have these people around you, then you grow up as a 6'4" individual, completely conscious of what your strengths are, what they afford you in terms of the opportunities, in terms of the capabilities. And let's say you're 5'1" and you grow up feeling, oh my God, I'm not good enough at all. Look at me. And you're made to feel less than by everybody around you. But let's say you're 5'1", 5'2" and you grow up around jockeys, and then wow, this is a gift. Because jockeys, they are meant to be lightweight. They're meant to be short in stature. So yes, it's about being at the right place, but sometimes you cannot even get to the right place because you don't understand, you don't see the opportunity in who you are. You don't see it. And most of us realize too late in life what we could have done with our talents. Most of us realize pretty late in life what we could have made, what we could have built with what we were given by life. Why? Because we keep looking at ourselves through the lens of the people that we're surrounded by continuously. This is where you need to work on building a deeper self-awareness. And that self-awareness cannot come if there is no spiritual development. Spiritual development is the short path to being comfortable in your skin, to seeing the purpose behind being who you are. And I'm talking about spiritual development. I'm not saying you have to be religious. I'm not saying you have to go to the temple, you have to go to the church, you have to go to a place of worship. No, I'm talking about spiritual development. What is that? Spiritual development is understanding that there is a purpose. That there is a purpose to how you are, who you are, how things are. That even though things might seem difficult, things might seem vague, you've chosen this. You can take the perspective of God made you exactly how he meant to make you, to live your best life. You could take that perspective, or you could just take the perspective that I love to take, the Sankhya perspective. that everything is as you chose it. Everything. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your struggles, your successes, the stabbings in the back, the unlikely victories that you pulled off, the friendships, the coincidences, everything is just as you wished for before your soul manifested on this material plane. It's not happening to you. You're not a victim. It's happening for you. And this is why you need to invest continuously in opening your mind, opening your perspective, reading books, going on journeys, traveling. This is where you need to develop an independent perspective towards your life. You need to be able to cut through all of the noise, cut through all of the perspectives, and come back home to who you truly feel you are and why or why not you feel that way. Unless and until you can begin to do that on a consistent basis, you can be blessed with more than everybody around you. But you'll always feel less than. You will always feel the lack. You will always feel that you don't belong. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous because these days I see it's a crisis. There's a major identity crisis. People have lost track of who they are. Who the hell am I? Am I the guy who works 9 to 5, who has to pay these bills? Am I the guy who has all of these passions that I am sometimes afraid are just going to die with me? Am I the guy who needs to take care of his family all the time? I have responsibilities. Or am I the guy who just doesn't give a damn about any of this and just wants to secretly, I don't know, run away to the Himalayas? Who am I? And everybody's asking themselves this question. You are exactly who you meant to be. I know it sounds so cliche, but think for a second. For a second, if you could think in these terms, that I am exactly with my strengths, weaknesses, with my aspirations, I'm exactly who I wanted to be, and I have every tool that I required, that I asked for, at my disposal to build my best life. When you start looking at life from that perspective, you realize, and I'm quoting here my favorite lines ever: our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. My words, I wish, but these are Marianne Williamson's words. Her Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of A Course in Miracles. Really, it couldn't have been put better than that. And on that note, this is Jay Kaushal signing off on another edition of It's Your Time to Fly. See you again. Hari Om.